In our universe, we have one sun, one moon, and 9 planets that I know of anyway, unless we've discovered more. And if you stop for a minute and think about the organization in the universe, Saturn's wings don't jump over on Pluto. There's an organization in that universe, and it's called Universal Intelligence. And it's there from the smallest little sea creature to the biggest redwood tree in the forest that started with a little seedling. And it's called Universal Intelligence. Things grow to their optimal strength and size. That same intelligence is inside of each and every one of us. And inside of us, it's called innate intelligence. And it's there from the very beginning, when you became you. See, what happened in the beginning is 2 eggs collided to form 1 cell. That divided to form 2 cells. And then 4 cells, 8 cells, 16 cells, 32 cells. And about the time you were 32 cells, a clump in your mom's belly, something magical happened. A line develops down the back of the cell tissue, and that's the beginning of your nervous system. It's a critical time for growth and development and communication to the baby that's being built in the body. And that right there is the beginning of your nervous system. Your nervous system is a system that chiropractors work on every day, and that's why we're here, to tell you about your nervous system. The function of the nervous system is to control order, have the order and control. It's the traffic cop of your body. The purpose of the brain and the nervous system is to provide order and control within the whole body. It innervates every cell, every muscle, and every tissue of the body. And then in the end, at full term, you have this baby that's born with 2 eyes that face forward, 2 ears on the side of their heads, 10 fingers that grow 3 to 5 inches instead of all the way to the floor. It's amazing. And I don't know about you, but at week 30, I didn't have to think I was making liver cells. The body just does it intellectually, and that's called inborn or innate intelligence. But what happens when something goes a little wrong with that whole piece, meaning there's a little interference with along the pathways of innate intelligence? Many things can disrupt or aggravate the nerves as they flow out to the organ system below. And that is what's called a subluxation. Subluxation is a chiropractic term. And what I hope to get you to do is to really understand here how this works. I'm going to show you a model of the spine here. You have the back of the spine, and here's the front of the spine. There's 24 movable segments along the spinal cord down here, and they're separated with discs, by discs. The back of the spine, you have the brain stem transitioning through this bony compartment down and becomes the spinal cord. And it's movable. The spine is housed in the spinal cord for protection and also for motion. And when a bone moves out of place, anywhere along that pathway, because here's all the nerves that run out through the spinal cord, that will be a subluxation. Sub means less than, and luxation means nerve impulses going out to the body below. So that's what's a subluxation. Let's talk about what causes these subluxations to occur in the body. There's really 3 components here: emotional, chemical, or physical, but they're all under the umbrella of stress. Stress, stress, and more stress. So emotional stress, let's define it. Things that we worry about in our lives, both good and bad things. If I'm getting ready to go on a big trip or an anniversary cruise or something like that, it might be stressful getting ready for that. That could cause a subluxation. Or worrying about money, or are their kids going to be home on time, or relationships, or maybe an incomplete cycle with a friend or something like that. Emotional stress. Chemical stresses. Chemical stresses are things we ingest into the body, things that we subject ourselves to internally. So, for instance, coffee. Coffee can short-circuit the nervous system for sure. It makes us jittery, and caffeine can jump us up, and then it's going to make us crash a little bit. Alcohol can be a depressant to the nervous system. Nicotine from cigarettes, smoke, that can definitely be toxic to our nervous system. We know that. It also is toxic to the rest of our body because our lungs and everything else are involved. Some of the prescription drugs and over-the-counter drugs that we choose to take on a daily basis that stay in our systems and harbor illnesses over time, those can cause subluxations to occur. And then some of our choices about what we consume the fuel we put in to run this miraculous machinery. That can also cause subluxations. So fats, fatty foods, fried foods, stuff like that, that can cause. Moderation's key with that component, I believe. And then physical stress is that third component that causes subluxation. And those are the things that we physically do on a day-to-day basis. If I was a guy that works in the middle of the road jackhammering for 8 hours a day, I'm going to have physical stress at the end of that day. But fun things too, like hobbies, gardening, that can cause physical stress, bending down and pulling. That can cause physical stress as it builds in the system day in and day out. Some of the activities we choose around sport events can definitely cause physical trauma to the body. And I have read and have been told also, both, that studies have shown a whiplash of being hit by a car 5 miles per hour is all it takes from the rear to your body to cause a whiplash to occur. So that, again, will leave physical stress in the body. So we have all these stresses coming in on a day-to-day basis. But again, for many of us, we've been programmed no pain, no problem, no symptom, no sickness. That's not a great thing to think about. When I talk about the anatomy of the spine that I mentioned a minute ago, I will explain how this works. Off of the spine, I hope you can all see it, are these little nerve roots that come off. They're little nerve branches that come off. They're shoots off the spine that come off at every level of the spine. And they have 9 nerve bundles inside each nerve root. They run to every cell, every muscle, and every organ tissue of the body. Inside here with these 9 bundles, it's like a sheath with 9 bundles in it. 3 of the 9 bundles inside have pain receptors. That's their job, is to secrete pain and let you know that something's wrong, give you the owie sense. The other 6 of the 9 are for performance and function. So those are the ones that are going to tell your heart to beat, your lungs to breathe, and you to fight disease. Those are the ones we really want to take good care of. And because when we have pain, we'll take action. No one likes pain. But when the performance side of the nerve root is what's being subluxated, we might not know it. And we could have a life-threatening illness brewing in our body without even knowing it. So that's why it's critical to have your nervous system checked on a regular basis. And so that's where chiropractors come in. Chiropractors are masters in adjusting technique that restore peace, balance, and harmony back to the body. Getting adjusted is like taking an old TV set out of the closet, bringing it down, adjusting the V-hold and the brightness and the color, and then standing back and being awed at what a beautiful picture that old TV set can put out. And chiropractors, once they have your nervous system working and performing at their best, we always say power on, and that's because the nervous system is functioning at a greater rate at that point. Thank you very much for being here.